maker's vehicle.
Okay, so we've got everyone, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, well, welcome to the new business store on Oxford Street. I'm going to just tell you a bit of the story of the store, and I'm not going to walk you around. You probably, I know some of you have already been in, so there won't be too many surprises. Those of you who haven't, there'll be a few more surprises. And some of this you may already know, but I'm going to say it anyway, just so everybody knows the same story. So this is our 10th store in Europe that has this new design. We opened our very first one with this, what we call our imagination design, back in July last year in Madrid. In Madrid last July. And then the very first one in North America opened about 2 weeks before that. So this is very new for us. We've had a Disney store on Oxford Street now for about just over 10 years. Those of you know, it used to be just down the street there. It was closed about 6 or 7 weeks ago. We've been looking for a bigger store for, gosh, a couple of years now, ever since we came up with this new design. Finally found it, so we're very excited to finally be opening this magical Disney store on Oxford Street. Truly what London requires of a Disney store. It's twice the size of our old store. So definitely what Disney stores should be in the centre of London. In terms of outside the store, yes, we're still called the Disney store, but as you've probably seen for a long time now, we only put Disney on the front of the store. Although when you look at the merchandise, it still says Disney store. We are a showcase for everything that the Walt Disney Company has to offer. So people know what they're going to get when you put Disney in front of the store. And also we have on the front, either side of the door, we have 2 very large digital screens. They're simply to tell people outside what's going on in the store today and why should they come in. And they also advertise our special events that take place at certain times during the day. So always worth looking at the screens before you come in the store. Now, I probably don't need to tell you about our opening ceremony, do I? You all know about our opening ceremony. It takes place at the start of every single day in our imagination stores, where we invite one lucky child to come and unlock imagination and officially open the store every day. When we created that story, we really wanted to give the Disney store a point of difference from anyone else, and something magical that really only Disney could do. We brought the giant log and the story of unlocking imagination. Would be a great story. Now the design for the lock and the key that unlocks imagination went through many changes early on in the story, and for the very first imagination stores that opened, and this part of the story, to be honest, not many people know this. We've never told this story outside before. But this was the original design for the giant key to unlock imagination. And we actually had produced a number of these keys, because as you know, the lucky child gets a souvenir replica of the giant key, i.e. this one, when they unlock the store to take away. And the only way you can get these keys is if you unlock imagination. Now, shortly before the store, the very first imagination store opened, we changed the design of the lock and the key. But by that point, we'd already had all of the little miniatures made, which look like this, which is why this one looks different to the giant key. And then it took us some time to replicate the new giant key in a small form. So for the first 6 months of those first imagination stores, they were giving away this key instead of the replica of the large one. As you know, since then we've replaced this one with this one. So this is the key you now get, which is a true replica of the giant key to unlock the store. So there aren't many of these out. They were only given out for a short period of time in those first imagination stores. This is the key you now get when you unlock imagination from the store. So kicking off our tour, you're probably familiar with our magical trees. They line the pathway throughout the store. Most of the time they are in our what we call our seasonal trees. So they change through the seasons. We're still just hanging on to spring. I know it doesn't feel like spring out there at the moment with the rain, but obviously filled with blossom, occasionally they burst to life with Disney characters. The Disney Animation Studios produce these for us. And then as we go through the year, they change into our summer trees. And then in the autumn, they turn deep oranges and reds, and the leaves gently float to the ground. And of course, in the winter, they're covered in snow. But in addition to that, we have what we call our celebration trees. At the moment, our big celebration is Pirates of the Caribbean, to celebrate the release of the new movie. And you can see I've got a flavour of pirates in there. At set times during the day, they also change. If we're having an imagination parade, or if we're celebrating someone's birthday, or if we're having an imagination explosion, you'll see different animation on trees during those short periods of time as well. And obviously the beauty of these, we can keep creating new animation. We're currently working on the Cars 2 animation, ready to launch the Cars 2 movie later this year. That's every visit to the Disney store to be an adventure. You follow the blue pixie dust trail on a journey through the store. This area will always be focused on our big celebration. As I mentioned earlier, it's Pirates of the Caribbean. We have our Captain Jack sculpt. So one of three of these produced. One sits here in Oxford Street, one is in our Westfield store, and one is in our Champs-Élysées store. One's in our New Dublin store, opened a couple of weeks ago. You're familiar with our Disney Plush, and we have our plush fountain. Now the whole store has been designed, as you probably can feel now, to be that you're outdoors. You've got the pathway, the trees, the plush fountain, and if you look to what we call our skyline around the perimeter of the store, it gives the illusion that the Disney store is at the centre of this much bigger Disney world. And you can see a flavour of Disney films and characters on the horizon. And that skyline is constantly changing colour throughout the day, just to give a different atmosphere and mood in the store. Here you go, here you can see our spring trees at the moment, so filled with blossom and a few Disney characters. And some of you may already know this, but every time we design a tree, we put a hidden Mickey in there. All of the trees, a couple of trees even have two. There's one here with the blossom. Whenever you're looking at new trees or any of our trees in the store, always have a look for the hidden Mickey.
Mum, I think I found the Mickey thing.
Now during the opening ceremony, we obviously use the giant key to unlock imagination. Once the opening ceremony is finished, the key goes in the box over here and is stored for the rest of the day, waiting for the following day to unlock the store. Now you can see the likeness of the small key now when you see the big key at the back there versus the original key. Obviously being the centre of London, we get a lot of visitors from other countries and other parts of the UK as well here. We have, to celebrate that, we've got our exclusive London range, so souvenirs and just general gifts for people visiting the store. And we've expanded this range as well over for this year, especially with the opening of this new store. And there's a lot more souvenirs, and for the Disney pin collectors, this is where you'll find the London pins at the back here. And obviously half the lights are down in the store. When the store, once we perform our opening ceremony, all the lights will come up to full. So you have to excuse it, it's a bit dark in some parts of the store. We have Vinylmation here, and we have our two London exclusives. We have our taxi and our London bus in the 9-inch. And we have a range of just the standard Vinylmation from Disney villains, including Disney villains and the urban range.
Oh, he's fine. They're very nice.
Again, just in keeping with the London theme, a couple of great photo moments here of Mickey and Donald. Now the store's quiet at the moment, not in terms of people, but it's in terms of people, but music. As you know, music's a really important part of the store atmosphere, and we created it for the Imagination stores, a unique soundtrack of ambient music that has a flavour of Disney in it. It was composed and produced by a composer called James Brett, who's also done some previous work for Disney. But we approached him, we described the experience in the store, and he approached the ambient track like a film score. So we almost have our own film score for the store. As you know, in our traditional Disney stores, the music playing in the store is whatever is playing on the big screen. We wanted this to be different, so this is a neutral soundtrack that just blends in with the whole store design and works wherever you are. But occasionally we'll have our celebration music, and you'll find when you're in the store today, when it's open, we've got our pirate celebration. So there's a lot of music taken from the Pirates of the Caribbean, from the queue that you go through the line on the pirate ride, and there's also some unique pirate sound effects and other stuff, just to create that real pirate feel when you come to the store today. When we designed the store as well, we wanted to touch on all of the senses. Obviously, the music I talked about, the visual one with the animation. We also added in fragrance, and we'll be pumping Imagination, which is our signature exclusive fragrance, into the store at the entrance when you walk in. And this week we used the launch of Oxford Street to officially launch the product range of Imagination as well. It's a home fragrance, so we've got candles and room scent. We do have some soaps in there as well. But at the moment, this is the first week we can actually find this range in the Disney store.
And my house is going to smell like that.
So we've got old favourites, or our new favourites, should I say, Phineas and Ferb, and some old favourites like Toy Story. Buzz and Woody and Jessie remain amongst our best-selling characters week after week after week. And certainly Buzz and Woody have done since the film first came out in 1995. It continues to be at the top of our store charts. Now you're probably very aware, I'm sure, Disney acquired the Marvel Studios last year, and as part of that we've started to introduce Marvel characters into the Disney store. We expect to see more of them. I'll talk about that here, you'll see them when we walk past. The Marvel fixture here is quite noisy, but we've got the new Thor movie, Spider-Man, and there's some mixed Marvel comic as well. We'll be introducing a fantastic range of Captain America products when that film comes out. And when the Avengers comes out next year, we're going to be supporting that in a big way. And of course, the Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man movie comes out next year. Spider-Man we expect to be the big seller, because everybody knows and loves Spider-Man, all ages. So it'll be predominantly Spider-Man we see in the store. This year's going to be a big year for Cars. As you know, Cars always has a home in the Disney store, but this year when the Cars 2 comes out in July, we're expecting this to be certainly our biggest celebration of the year. Exclusive to the Oxford Street store, we've introduced what we call Ride Makers. Now, Ride Makers is an American brand that Disney stores teamed up with, and the experience is you actually construct and personalise your own car from the Disney Cars film. So you pick the different elements and you get to choose from different characters and different colours. You pick whether you want it to be a remote control or just a regular push along. You then pick lots of accessories and stickers. You come to the benches here and our Ride Makers cast members will help you construct your car. or you can take it home using these builds. And these are completely safe, so the children can construct it themselves. But if you want to take it home and construct it, you get the key which puts it together and takes it apart at home as well. But it's the first time Rider Makers has appeared outside North America. Some of you have been to the Disney theme parks will have experienced the Rider Makers store in the Disney Village, Marketplace, downtown Disney, those places. And we'll be introducing some new characters for Cars 2 as well. When Cars 2 comes out later this year, we're fully expecting Francesco, the new Italian racing car, to be one of the best sellers. So look out for this guy, because when the film comes out, he's going to be big, along with Finn McMissile, who's another one of the big new characters in the film. Of course, when we designed the store, we wanted a big feature to appear in the store, something that had that wow factor when you walked in. And what better than a classic Disney castle? It's our centerpiece in the store. Hopefully you'll agree, it's truly magnificent. And as you look, you'll see touches of animation, so it's constantly animated through the day. You can see Tiana up there in the turret getting ready, and Cinderella there dancing with her friends. Occasionally you'll see Disney characters appear in the sky. There you go, there's Tinkerbell, and she's going to turn the castle to pixie dust. So the ivy's constantly growing up the tower, but you'll see surprises throughout the day, and different Disney characters appear. You'll see Rapunzel will tie the castle up in her hair, and Flynn will hang down it. I'm not sure if anyone's been in one of our other Imagination stores. It's random, we will have what we call an Imagination Explosion. And the story behind the Imagination Explosion, all of the Disney villains have escaped into the Disney store, and you'll see them appear on all the trees throughout the store. A dramatic piece of music plays throughout the whole store, which again has been composed exclusively for the Disney store's Imagination Explosion. The cast members will hand out little bells to all the children in the store. They'll have to ring to call a Tinkerbell, and Tinkerbell comes to the rescue. And you'll see Tinkerbell appear on the trees, she'll appear on the castle, and one by one she'll eliminate all the Disney villains from the store and replace them with Disney heroes. And once she's finished that job, there's a big celebration at the end. Fireworks go off in the trees, fireworks go off in the sky, and it's just a great moment to see.
Is it only the kids that get a bell?
All ages are welcome to help save the Disney store from the Disney villains. It all lasts about two minutes. It can happen, you may come in many times and not experience it. It's just one of those things, an extra thing to delight the guests from that room. And I'm going to just show you, just to give you a flavour, I'm going to turn it on, then turn it off very quickly, to show you the start of an Imagination Explosion. Now the lights, when an Imagination Explosion happens for real, the lights will come down in the store to create a bigger impact. As the lights are already down anyway, you won't see such a dramatic impact, but it will still give you a flavour. I'm going to come back and show you that. I think someone else is doing because there's a second tool going on now, probably in the process. So I'll show you that later.
I'm totally going to have to stand there now all day until I get a picture of Tinkerbell.
As you know, many Disney characters live here in the Disney store. and occasionally you might get a glimpse of them. And if you look up to the green pillar here on the back, and of course one of the famous Disney characters, Tinkerbell, at the clap of the hand, do you want to clap your hands? You clap your hands 3 times, and then look up there, and you're called Tinkerbell. And who's going to shout out to infinity and beyond? Have a volunteer. So there's added little extras that you may not see every time, but we've just added kind of extra delights at every turn in the store. And of course, as you look up to the skyline, you'll see a flavour of Disney films and also London as well in our skyline. So if we continue down the blue pixie dust trail, we come into our princess area, the home of all of Disney princesses. And of course, with every princess castle, it's enchanted, and this one is no different. So if you select one of the princess ones and go to the mirror, it's a magic mirror.
When I first spoke with Prince Philip, he said we'd met before, once upon a dream, and he was right.
Of course, you may have noticed I waved Sleeping Beauty's wand. I'm going to take Tiana's wand.
I thought it was silly to wish on the evening star, but I worked hard each and every day to make that wish come true.
And if you keep waiting the wand, you'll get a different story each time. We have 5 different stories for each princess. And we've just recently, in the past 2 weeks, added Rapunzel to the mirror as well. So we have Tinkerbell's boat and Tinkerbell and the Lost Treasure. Of course, as you would expect, you can find the top Disney films on DVD, Blu-ray. We have the top Disney games, books, and also music CDs.
There we go.
Playing out the Disney Store Theatre as well. Disney characters are appearing on the trees throughout the store at the moment. hear what we say. This last thing, just to highlight, exclusive in terms of Disney Store to the store, we have a selection of Disney couture, high fashion apparel. I'll talk to this and we'll go in a moment, but we have our Disney Store Theatre, so if you follow the blue pixie dust trail to the very end, you'll be rewarded with a visit to our theatre. This place is really just about sitting back and enjoying Disney content. Obviously, being a Walt Disney Company, we are an entertainment company, so it's very important we have this great place to showcase our films, our TV programs. Children can come in here and sit and colour in and just enjoy the great content. But the big difference here is that the children actually get to choose, or all our guests get to choose what they watch on the screen. Children of all ages, on what we call our imagination station. So it's touchscreen technology, it's your favourite Disney film, or your favourite Disney character, and then you get a choice of content, and if you select one of those, it goes into the line here, it tells you how long you have to wait, and then you can sit back and enjoy the content. It obviously won't cut out what's already on there, because that will have been another guest's choice, so it'll wait in line until it gets to the top. But also in the theatre, we're at set times during the day, we have special events. Each event lasts about 10 to 15 minutes. They're free of charge. You can see what time those events are on by looking at the big screens at the front entrance of the store. The events include such things as our animation classes. You can come and learn how to draw Disney characters like a Disney animator would. We have our Mike's Trivia Challenge, so you can come and test your knowledge of all things Disney. We have our Showtime ones, which are more about singing and dancing, such as our Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Hot Dog song, where all of the guests get given their Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse ears, and they learn the whole dance routine and the song. It's great to watch. Everybody's welcome, but they happen throughout the day, and we'll keep adding in new events all of the time as well. We enter our preschool area. Actually, just one last thing to mention on the theatre. The theatre has a separate sound system to the rest of the store that you pretty much only hear when you're in the theatre. Obviously, we want you to hear the sound that's on the screen at any given time. So as we enter our preschool area, our star here is Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse. Still by far our most popular character, even more popular than Buzz and Woody in the store, between Mickey and Minnie. Probably because they have such a wide appeal. Every age that still loves Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse. But for this age, just a fun interactive element. If they turn the wheel here, it turns the giant wheel on top. There's lots of buttons to press inside with sound effects on. Demonstrated by some guests at the moment.
By some delinquents.
So again, for that age group, the perfect experience, have a bit of fun when we're in the store.
That's brilliant.
So as I mentioned, Disney Store is for all ages, from newborn all the way up. This is our Disney Baby range, and I'm sure you'll recognise where the inspiration for this area came from. None other than It's a Small World.
Brilliant.
And you'll see again, just if you look around, you'll see occasionally Disney characters appear at different spots throughout the store.
Another baby.
He's mad. I think he does.
I love it. I make my kids go to the location.
Mum.
I love it. It's not a...
So that pretty much concludes the tour. Just a couple of other things just to finish on. I talked about, and you all know, our beloved Unlocking of Imagination, our opening ceremony. Equally, at the end of the day, we have our closing ceremony. Not quite as theatrical as the opening, but still in a nice Disney way, we say it's time to go home to our guests. The lights come down in the store, stars appear in the trees and in the skyline, and a unique piece of music that again we've had produced for the store plays throughout the store, and a voiceover announces that the sun has set on the Disney store for another day. We hope you enjoyed your visit. We wish you a safe journey home and look forward to seeing you again really soon. In a true Disney theme park way. And it's definitely where, for me, it's my favourite. It's very moving. It's a beautiful piece of music. And if you're in the theatre, the point the closing ceremony comes on, we've produced a unique scene of animation where across the skyline of the Disney Store Imagination, the moon comes up, and towards the end of the music, the moon eclipses, and you'll see a silhouette of Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse holding hands, sitting in the moon. It's just a nice way to say to our guests it's time to go home. So hopefully you like our new Disney Store in Oxford Street. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you. We've decorated the inside the lifts with silhouettes of Disney characters. Yes, we have two lifts here. Obviously, being a two-floor store, there aren't many two-floor Disney stores. It's obviously very important everyone can get from one floor to another. So thank you very much for coming along today. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to escort you back out to where I brought you in this morning and get ready. We're just under half an hour away from opening today. So